The Mets have still failed to complete a comeback after 8 innings. They're 0-60 in a scenario with 3 losses coming when they lead after 8 and 5 coming when they're tied after 8. But 0-60 when they're trailing after 8 innings, the only team in baseball to not have a single 9th inning comeback. And for the Mets, there's a lot of games where you could really make the case of it being the worst loss of the year for the team. From a lot of times where they've come back from a deficit just to blow it and lose, or when they, had a big lead and blew it. But what still strikes me as the worst loss of the year, May 23rd against the Dodgers. They were down 5-2 after 8 innings. In the 9th inning, they came back. They had the winning run on third base in 9th with 2 outs. Couldn't bring him in, whatever. But then at one point in the game, you had a runner on third with 1 out. Luis Torrens grinds a double play. And then in a different inning in extras, the Mets had the winning run on they had bases loaded, a 3-0 count, strike, and then a ground out. That pitch should have been taken. And if it was, maybe you have a chance in the you have a chance on a payoff pitch to get something good to hit or walk it off with a little walk, and you couldn't do that. And again, one was the 11th, one was the 12th, and I don't remember which was which. But again, 2 cases where the Mets really should have walked it off and they couldn't. And then in the 13th inning, they fall behind 7-5 to the Dodgers, and they wind up losing because, what happened was just pathetic in that game. And I really think that if the Mets could come back from just that game, first of all, they're 1-59 in that scenario, not 0-60, but maybe they can actually not crap themselves. It seems like they're pressing for a 9th inning comeback and coming up short. I think that the Mets really needed to have won that game. Maybe they would have had more confidence, and maybe they would have been able to pull out some of those wins that they couldn't. The other 2 scenarios, I will admit, were cases where it was they tied it up in the top of the 9th just to get walked off in the bottom of the 9th, which isn't the same scenario. And that happened twice in July, where the only month where the Mets had any sort of clutch gene whatsoever.